This is One TV live from Athens. You are watching News at 5. I'm Yanni Moutsios. These are the top stories. Greek MPs are to ratify the new deal for the acquisition of French frigates and fighter jets next week. Greek tourism opened for business on March 1st, earlier than last year. Biden urges Americans to leave Ukraine before it is too late. Accused of multiple cases of rape, former Greek National Theatre director Dimitris Lignadis appears in court today. Former artistic director of Greek National Theatre, Dimitris Lignadis, appeared in mixed jury court today after being charged last year with multiple counts of statutory rape and other criminal acts of sexual violence. Lignadis' lawyer Alexis Koulias challenged the jury's consistency and asked for the exclusion of 3 female members. Public prosecutor has equally requested exclusion of 2 other members of the jury. The high-profile court case, expected to last a long time, was adjourned until February 25th after Koulias requested an interruption due to conflicting obligations in other important trials that are at risk of becoming statute barred or where the 18-month limit for incarceration without trial is about to expire. Court accepted defense's request despite strong objections from lawyers representing Lignadis' 4 alleged victims. Coming up next, Greece opens up tourism season as early as March 1st this year to counterbalance losses from last year. Members of the Greek Parliament will be invited to ratify the French fighter jets procurement deal next Tuesday as part of the latest upgrade program of the National Defence Forces. The bill due to be ratified was submitted in the Parliament on Wednesday and includes the supply of 3 French FDI-type frigates, 6 additional Rafale F-3R-type aircraft, and 44 Seahawk Model 4 heavy-duty torpedoes for the Type 214 submarines of the Hellenic Navy. Total cost of the upgrade program is expected to reach €4.44 billion payable over a 6-year period. The new French frigates cost €3.23 billion, weapons and after-sales support inclusive. Defense Minister Nikos Panagiotopoulos announced a 6-month extension regarding the completion of the Super Vita missiles for the Hellenic Navy. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, who has been isolating since Saturday after contracting the coronavirus, tested negative for COVID-19 on Thursday, according to the state-owned news agency Anadolu. Erdogan said on Saturday he had tested positive for the Omicron variant of the coronavirus. The PCR tests we have done over the past 2 days have come back negative, Erdogan's doctor Serkan Topaloglu was quoted as saying. I think the president will go back to his routine program very soon, even tomorrow, he added. Coming up next, the US President warns American citizens to leave Ukraine as things can go crazy quickly. Greek Tourism Minister Vasilis Kikilias announced that the country will officially open the tourist season on March 1st in an attempt to reach the pre-pandemic tourist levels earlier this year. The way we handled the pandemic was so important that while all the other Mediterranean countries were closed in 2020, we opened up. Last year, when everyone believed that revenues from tourism would be 5 to 6 billion euros, they reached 10.5 to 11 billion euros. A huge contribution to the Greek economy and trade, the minister pointed out. Tour operators as well as airlines are urging for a 30% to 50% increase in seats, travel bookings and slots for this year, according to sources in the Hellenic Republic. A report produced by the Greek Tourism Confederation of tourists saying that tourists from Germany, United Kingdom and the United States accounted for top spenders in Greece in 2019 before the coronavirus pandemic. Tourists from Germany generated about 3 billion euros in revenues in 2019, equal to 16.7% of total tourism revenues. US President Joe Biden has warned that things could go crazy quickly in Ukraine and again urged American citizens to leave immediately as the UK's Defense Secretary headed to Moscow in the latest round of diplomacy. On Friday, UK Defense Secretary Ben Wallace joins Foreign Secretary Liz Truss in Moscow after she held frosty talks with her Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov. Russian Foreign Affairs Minister said the meeting was like a conversation of the mute with the deaf. Wallace will reportedly tell Sergei Shoigu, the Russian defense minister, that invading Ukraine would be a lose-lose situation. On Thursday, Ukraine's foreign ministry accused Moscow of showing a blatant disregard for the rules and principles of international law by planning missile tests in the Black Sea that Kiev says will make shipping navigation impossible there and in the Sea of Azov. Russia has just started 10 days of drills with Belarusian forces at what is known to be the biggest armed forces drills since the Cold War era. In Berlin on Thursday night, Russia and Ukraine said they had failed to reach any breakthrough in a day of related talks with French and German officials aimed at ending an 8-year separatist conflict in eastern Ukraine. Well, clearly Joe Biden has given a direct warning to Russian president not to do anything that may harm US citizens. Here is what he said.
Scenarios would you put American troops to rescue and get Americans out?
There's not. That's a world war. When Americans and Russians start shooting at one another, we're in a very different world than we've ever been in.
Not even on behalf of simply evacuating Americans?
No. How do you do that? How do you even find them? This is not like, I'm hoping that if in fact he's foolish enough to go in, he's smart enough not to in fact do anything that would negatively impact on American citizens. But American citizens should leave now. We're dealing with one of the largest armies in the world. This is a very different situation and things could go crazy quickly.
Let's get back to a story now from Greece again. 7 defendants facing multiple charges in the deaths of at least 30 residents at a nursing home in Chania in Crete are due to appear in court on February 12. Staff of the nursing home are accused of running a criminal organization. However, their IDs have remained unknown, despite the fact that their photos came to light. Employees in the nursery home face multiple charges of abuse and mistreatment of the elders, as well as robbery of their houses and belongings. Staff is accused of 8 cases of attempted murder. Employees are also charged with fraud, forgery, issuing false medical certificates, and breach of duty, but there was no report why their families did not notice abuse, nor why it took more than 12 years to bring charges, nor if the state or health officials had conducted inspections or why alleged abuse wasn't noticed. Police sources that requested to remain unnamed said the number of deaths from neglect will be even higher, but said they are having difficulty compiling enough evidence to prosecute in those cases. Investigations into the allegations began in April 2021 following complaints of lack of care. That's all from us now. Join us again on Monday. Next news update in Greek at 6 o'clock. Goodbye for now.